7. Spiritual Star Wars. There may very well be a battle going on for supremacy in the spirit realm, where one group is fighting against an oppressive god hell-bent on control. This story is depicted in many movies and other media. Also, there are stories seen in life about blacks versus whites, other race wars, class, religion, or any political ploy. But as we look towards the stories that aren't perpetuated by the mainstream, we may get a closer look at the truth. The Masonic Order gives the best reference as to why this might not be a real war. Christians and Muslims are known by the public for not getting along. But in the Masonic lodges, they teach the Bible, then the Quran on another level, the Shriner Order of the Lodge. It's true that both books arguably stem from the same foundations. Also, the order has a blue lodge and the Shriners wear red fez hats. It's sort of like the Matrix when Morpheus asks, do you want the red pill or the blue pill? Not saying that the Bible is the blue pill or the Quran is the red. The red and blue paradigm plays throughout our society vaguely. Gangs like the Bloods and the Crips are Illuminati. You can see it more in their structure and gang signs. Outside the lodges and gangs, we see the symbols in competing sports teams' clothing, emblems, politics, corporate logos, and tattooed on the skin of its followers. God versus the devil, positive versus negative energy. The dual war has many fronts. But why else would you have a fake war? Besides gains, they may do it to trick the unaware public or to distract them from the real problem. Tactics like that are part of the Hegelian dialectic. So are all of the illuminated spirits one? Probably not, but we are all the same, and the New World Order or the New Babylon vision is alive. The war may seem real because some people from either side are sometimes used as extremists, but most, if not all of them, are puppets being played. So who is recruiting? They ask you to pick a side, don't straddle the fence or hang in the middle. Whether you're good or bad, conservative or liberal, communist or capitalist, atheist or religious, black or white, the Illuminati wants you to boldly be you and link up with the side that suits you best. Nobody is one-sided, and the Illuminati will try to confuse you, but nobody can make you do anything. I represent the independent part, which this society of duality doesn't seem to have a place for. We know the wars about things in the natural world are fake and nefarious for various reasons. As to a spiritual war being fake, I can't say. If it is, what would be the aim? Competition or entertainment? Hard to judge. If it is real, I hope we can live in harmony someday. But what if the war is just a game? The game. It's all just a game.
The world is like a ride at an amusement park, and when you choose to go on it, you think it's real, because that's how powerful our minds are. And the ride goes up and down and round and round. It has thrills and chills, and it's very brightly colored, and it's very loud, and it's fun for a while. Some people have been on the ride for a long time, and they begin to question, is this real, or is this just a ride? And other people have remembered, and they come back to us, and they say, hey, don't worry, don't be afraid, ever, because this is just a ride, and we kill those people. Shut him up. We have a lot invested in this ride. Shut him up. Look at my furrows of worry. Look at my big bank account and my family. This has to be real. It's just a ride. But we always kill those good guys who try and tell us that. You ever notice that? And let the demons run amok? But it doesn't matter because it's just a ride. We can change it anytime we want. It's only a choice. No effort, no work, no job, no savings of money. A choice right now between fear and love. The eyes of fear want you to put bigger locks on your door, buy guns, close yourself off the eyes of love. Instead, see all of us as one. Here's what we can do to change the world right now to a better ride. Take all that money we spend on weapons and defense each year and instead spend it feeding, clothing, and educating the poor of the world, which it would many times over, not one human being excluded, and we can explore space together, both inner and outer, forever in peace.
If it's all a game, the only ones at war are the ones unaware or knowingly competing in it, not the orchestrators. Can we even call this a game when many lose their lives and feel real pain when they're losing? After a game, you can come out free and unharmed for the most part. Not only that, but you usually know and willingly play games. If called a test, rites to passage, or culling of society, that would be more on par. Us in society do have a right to test anyone to a degree, but have no right to impose the consequences for failing that test, especially when the tactics used are questionable, as we have examined already. Imagine people watching over us as they run us through a series of tests like a Hunger Games society. If it were true that it was the Almighty God lording over his creation, as religious zealots believe, that's one thing. But when you realize that we are all of the same thing, it becomes downright sickening to believe like that. My life isn't entertainment for pompous buffoons. If we came together as one and constructed a game, test, or a rites to passage scenario as we do in the natural world, the problem will be lessened, but we will still need all of our true powers. Not much grows without adversity. That's why there's a duality to energy in almost everything else included in the Masonic order. That said, any testing grounds to build up souls and humanities can be a benefit. But do we really only need the cream of the crop and for everyone to be at their best? I don't think so. Simply put, what you eat doesn't make the next one go to the bathroom. We don't get to pick our neighbors, but I know many may want to. Although we do want people around us that we respect, it is no offense to be alive and unlikable. Those would be my demands to change the game if we'd continue to do that. In order to get the best results, keeping the test a secret to see people's true colors would be best. But if some people suspect that a test is being run on them, they may overreact or underreact as well. Although the benefits to keeping it a surprise makes for a great story for those who pass the test, nothing is worse than the treatment of those who don't. They even threaten to bury people alive as a punishment. Not much more is inhumane than that. With outcomes like these, who would risk this, especially when you take into account that we already have the gift? It has just been hidden, probably by the ones who claim to give it. We know that some were set for born sacrifice. You can examine your own life and history to see if you parallel any of the ones they destroyed already. When they portray it as a test, how can you trust that it's not a setup? How can you trust the managers of the game and their intentions when the test consists of them hiding things, lying, spying, and manipulating you? Yet, they are the first ones to ask you to trust them. But for some, maybe you should. For some, it gives them a chance to be enlightened, but it's a coin toss. Even when they join, they do so under duress, which leaves them with the threat of punishment if they don't join the Illuminati. Like the mob that wants one to kill, so the mob now has something against them if they snitch. Now their best bet is to conform and get along. Yes, once more they actually require some or all to sacrifice. Some kill, some set people up, and others abort babies. Bottom line is blood flows by requests to their initiates. But don't worry, because the soul lives forever, and they just want to reset it in another human body, perhaps. How many past lives have you had? Did you ever or would you like to reset your life? Those questions are only your business, not society's. But some think they have the right to answer these questions for you. So people are in a test they never asked for that purges people from all walks of life. All for what? Who are the special people that pass this culling of society? To win, you're either ruthless, hot-headed, manipulative, and self-serving, or just naive and lucky. Although good qualities must be in your character to pass as well, this test requires a dark side or produces one. I'm all for competition, but those who aren't should be left unscathed by others. When people find out about this, there may be an uprising for change. But for those who choose to abide by the test willingly, it's on them. I just hope we will manifest our true spiritual natures and play our characters only how we want to personally. Reform the Illuminati and have a good day.